She told me that banning him might ruin our entire wedding day, that it might blow up her entire friend group, that her best friend might not come at all. But I can't invite someone who stalks women, collects photos of them without consent, and publicly humiliates his girlfriend for fun, especially not with my daughters there. So I banned him. Now my fiancé is furious. Am I wrong? Some stories aren't just about right or wrong. They're about protection, loyalty, and where we draw the line. Weddings are supposed to be a time of joy, or so people say. The dress, the cake, the music. It's all romantic in theory. But in real life, sometimes it's just high-stakes diplomacy. You're planning a day with dozens, maybe hundreds of people from different circles, with different loyalties, expectations, and long-standing emotional landmines. That's what happened when my fiancé and I sat down, finalized our wedding guest list. I'm 26. She's 28. We've been together almost 4 years. And up until this point, we've navigated every major life event as a team, moving in together, blending our families, and raising my 2 daughters from a previous relationship. But as we started filling out invitations, one name made my stomach turn. Rick. Let me introduce you to Rick. Rick is currently dating Emily, one of my fiancé's oldest friends. Emily's been around since college, and she's the glue in her friend group, always organizing things, always present. But her taste in men, honestly, it's a dumpster fire, and Rick is the worst of them all. He's not just annoying or socially awkward. He's dangerous, misogynistic, controlling, rude to servers, constantly starting fights, and for some reason, he clung to Emily like a parasite until she finally gave in and started dating him. The first year I dated my fiancée, Emily, she would call us constantly, crying or venting about him. He showed up at my bar again. He went through my phone while I was asleep. He screamed at me in the parking lot for talking to a guy. It got so bad, I started calling him the African wild dog because that's how they hunt. Not with one big move, but by wearing down their prey, running them ragged until they give up. Eventually, Emily gave up. Before Rick, I liked Emily. She was cool, funny, and down-to-earth. But once she started dating him, our relationship took a hit, mostly because I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I said what everyone else was thinking, but was too afraid to say. Emily, he's stalking you. Emily, that's not love. That's emotional abuse. Why are you letting him isolate you? After that, something shifted. Suddenly, I wasn't invited to birthday parties. Game nights happened without me. Dinners with a friend group were just girls, even though the other partners came. My fiancé never confirmed it, but I know it's because of what I said about Rick. And honestly, I was okay with that. If being excluded was the cost of standing up for a woman being slowly destroyed by a man who made her question her reality, so be it. Fast forward to wedding planning. We're sitting with a guest list, going down names, and we get to Emily +1, and I immediately say he's not coming. My fiancé looks up slowly. What do you mean? I mean, Rick, he's not coming to our wedding. No way. And that's when things exploded. She panicked. I mean, full-on panic mode. She starts pacing the room, saying how this could cause Emily not to come at all, that it would snowball in a friend group drama, people picking sides, and maybe even ruin the entire wedding day. I sat there stunned. Ruin the wedding? This is the guy who publicly humiliates Emily for laughs, who was caught compiling suggestive pictures of her friends on his phone, a guy who makes other women uncomfortable, who has had restraining orders filed against him by people in that same friend group. Let me say that again. Restraining orders, secret photo folders, verbal and emotional abuse. And I'm supposed to let this guy sit in the front row while I watch my daughters, 2 beautiful little girls, walk down the aisle in flower crowns? Nah. To be clear, my fiancé doesn't like Rick. Nobody does. Even Emily's other friends hate him. But no one wants to be the one to say it. They don't want to lose Emily or make things worse, so they stay silent, smiling through gritted teeth, letting him show up and ruin the vibe while everyone pretends it's fine. My fiancé admitted all of this. She said, I don't want him there. I wish you weren't with him. But if he's not invited, Emily won't come. And Emily is not coming. That's devastating to her. She told me that Emily has been her rock through multiple breakups, her parents' divorce, and a health scare last year. That she can't imagine getting married without her there. So now it's Rick, or risk the absence of someone she considers a sister. Here's where the stakes skyrocket. I have 2 daughters. They're 7 and 9. Sweet, curious, intuitive little girls. They're going to be in the wedding, flower girls, standing up there beside me. They've already met Rick once, at friends gathering. And afterward, my 9-year-old told me, that man made me feel yucky. That was enough for me. I can't have that man anywhere near my children. I won't gamble on that. This isn't high school drama. It's safety. And I said that to my fiancée. Word for word. Since that conversation, there's been a wall between us. She's not furious, but she's cold, quiet, withdrawn. She's trying to find a compromise, but there isn't one. Either he comes, or he doesn't. Either we allow someone we know is toxic to step foot into our most sacred day, or we risk alienating people who refuse to confront reality. She asked me, what if we tell her he can come, but not be in the ceremony? I said no. She asked, what if we seat him in the back? I said, he shouldn't be in the building. Then she said the one thing that broke me. You're willing to make me uncomfortable just so you can feel safe. And I snapped back. No, I'm trying to make sure you feel safe. You just don't know how unsafe this is yet. Now we're at a stalemate. Am I wrong for drawing this line in the sand? For choosing my daughter's comfort over my fiancé's friend group dynamics? For potentially causing her chosen sister to miss the biggest day of her life? Should I have swallowed it just for peace? Or is peace built on honesty, even if it fractures the illusion? He stalked Emily, verbally abuses her, compiles photos of her friends without consent, has had restraining orders filed against him, humiliates Emily publicly, and causes visible discomfort in every woman around him, including children. And yet, people protect him, not because they like him, but because they don't want to lose Emily. My fiancée is asking me to let this man in because she fears the social domino effect of telling the truth. I'm asking her to sacrifice that dynamic for the sake of our daughters, our wedding, and our future. So what matters more? Truth or harmony? We haven't made a final decision yet. The wedding is still months away. But every invitation we send out with a smile feels like it has a shadow hanging over it. I love my fiancée. I want Emily there. But I won't negotiate on Rick. Even if it means fallout. Even if it means empty chairs. So I turn to you. Was I wrong for banning one man from our wedding? Even if it threatens to shatter my fiancé's friend group? Or was I right to protect my family, no matter the social cost? Drop your full analysis in the comments. Would you let Rick in, just to keep the peace? Smash that like button if you believe boundaries matter. Subscribe for more true moral dilemmas that aren't easy to solve. Because here, your voice is the verdict. You be the judge. I will be waiting in the comment section.